waves move through water and encounter a thicker medium, eggnog. How do the waves change after encountering the eggnog? Those of you at home, you can see that. So there's your question. How do the waves change? So what's one way that these waves are going to change? Who can tell me? Yes? They get closer together, because that's what happens when you go from a fast medium to a slow. Yes? They're going to slow down. Absolutely. So we've got a wavelength that is smaller, and we've got a speed that is smaller. Any guesses on what would happen to frequency? It's kind of an odd thing to think about. So again, that would mean how quickly these waves are all passing a certain point. And it's kind of difficult and abstract to come up with an answer for that. So we're just going to go ahead and show a little bit of what would happen in the setup here. So this will also help us to check your answers that you gave me already. I've got a wave coming in. It goes into a slow medium. And just like you said, the speed gets slower. The wavelengths get closer together. That's perfect. Now, if we want to check the frequency, what we have to do is figure out how often waves are passing a certain point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to time for, we'll do 15 seconds. 15 seconds up here and 15 seconds down there. And when the timer starts, I want you to start counting how many black lines pass my finger. Does that make sense? So when I say start, then you start counting how many black lines pass my finger. 3, 2, 1, go. Stop. 37?
I got either 26 or 27. I got 26.
Okay, so 26 or 27 is kind of like the median answer. So let's do the same thing, but let's see what happens on the bottom. Okay? So same time interval. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Stop.
What?
I heard 26, 23, 24,
I got 28.
28. So maybe if we average those numbers, we'll get like 26, which would be about the same answer that we got up here, even though these waves are slower and they look way different. So the point of this all is that even though a lot of things change when you go from one medium to another, one thing that doesn't change is the frequency. It remains the exact same. So go ahead and write that down as one of the answers to this question. Your two answers are also good for that, but also write down that the frequency does not change. And it kind of makes sense when you think about it. And the reason for that is because up here, we've got waves that are moving quickly, but they're more spread out. Down here, they're closer together, but they're moving slower. And those two things end up offsetting, and you get the same number of waves passing a certain point every second. One more thing I want to show you with this, and then you can have a good amount of time to work on the homework, and we can go through some of it together. Okay, so for this one, let's say we've got a wave and it's heading in this direction. Now, when that happens, it's going to eventually run into this slow medium. Would we expect that wave, when it goes from up here to down here, would we expect it to turn down or to turn across? Yeah, just like a light ray would when you go from a fast medium to a slow one. A light ray would turn down, so we would expect the waves to do the same thing, just like we kind of demonstrated in class yesterday. So let's see if that happens. Did it bend downward? Sure did. I'll pause it so we can see it more closely. I have to wait for the next one here. All right, so it's like we've got a ray. I should use, yeah, that is black. A ray is coming in, going, this is the direction that wave is heading. And then it hits, and now, like all the other times, the ray has to go so that it's perpendicular to the wave. And if I make a ray that's perpendicular to this wave, I have to bend it down a little bit. Oh my gosh.
Basketball meeting last year.
Is that your ringtone?
Yeah.
I love.
You feel when someone calls me.
The best part is that's on camera. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Changes direction. I can't follow that up. Oh, here's something that's kind of neat. We could also look at this three-dimensionally. And you can kind of see it bend.
Is that supposed to be eggnog?
Kind of. This is the thicker medium. Could be chocolate milk. Could be eggnog, whatever. Okay, you can have some time. Go ahead and work on worksheet number 2.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Ask questions. We'll go over some stuff at the end of class. I'll try and leave 10 minutes so that we have time to work through some of this.